shall I say, and so close to them, they remain conveniently silent. Not just now, in the past 5 years, so many cases for sexual harassment, rape, assault, all of this they have voiced out for. But when it is Mr. Vairamuthu, they're all absolutely silent. I have been asking the same question for the past 5 years. Why is it that you completely choose to ignore something that's happening right under your nose? And if you notice, there has been no response from any Tamil Nadu politician who has chosen to willingly, voluntarily platform him in the past 5 years as well.
Yeah, like you said, they've been platforming him. We've seen the Chief Minister himself sharing stage with him on multiple occasions. Do you think that is something that emboldens not just him in particular, but people like him? They think they can get away despite there being allegations that have come to the fore from multiple women, like you said, 17 at least.
I believe that 100%, because right from MJ Akbar to Mr. Brij Bhushan today, to multiple other people who have been named in the past, few years, some way, form or the other, they all find a way of getting close to the establishment, either in the state level or in a different level, or they have, links with the cops, and just things like this never move ahead. And this is something that I have faced myself, because I actually face a work ban. They have banned me from working and singing in Tamil Nadu industry, and the man who has actually banned me, who's the president of the dubbing union, is the BJP. So it's actually quite a mess. It's like a spider web of each one being connected to the other in some way, form or the other. So it's not really party agnostic, because I believe that some way, if somebody's sexual harasser is in some party, then somebody else is sexual harasser in some other party. I have tweeted to the CM of Tamil Nadu then, Sri Edappadi ji, saying, please take cognizance of my complaint. Nothing happened. Nothing really moved.
Let me begin by introducing my guests on the broadcast this evening. Narayan Tirupati of the BJP is with us. Pulla Rao, who is a political analyst and also a DMK supporter, has joined us. Remember, no member of the DMK has agreed to come to us on this debate, considering there are direct allegations against them. Also on the broadcast is Gayatri Raghuraman, who's an actor and also a supporter of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Pulla Rao, let me begin with you, since there is no representative of the DMK, so you'd have to pass for one. There is a direct allegation against the DMK of platforming Mr. Vairamuthu despite severe allegations against him. Remember, the Me Too movement was a rage, and in 2018, when Chinmayi Sripada had made those allegations, there were 17 other women who had come out and made similar allegations. Nothing really was done about that. And Chinmayi Sripada says, as we saw in that interview that we just played out, that the DMK-led administration under MK Stalin was conveniently silent about this entire thing.
Let me tell you straight away, as you said, whether I pass off as a DMK supporter or not is different. I respect Chinmaya. She's a great personality. She has been fighting. Nobody in this country can be blind to a fighter. I respect her. I respect her stance and sympathize with her. I sympathize with any woman who comes forward with this feeling of insecurity, insults. There is no question about it. I'm sure everybody will agree with that. Having said that, her case was filed in 2018, I think, if I'm not wrong. It is 23. Now, the wrestlers went to court on May 1st and May 5th. Supreme Court gave them orders directly. A woman of this great intelligence, knowledge, and I would say courage, she should have followed that case to the Supreme Court also. Now, Mr. Stalin is Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. He has his views. Should he not express his views for the wrestlers? Should he just keep quiet? That somebody will castigate him or find him wrong? I don't think so. As a Chief Minister or as a Prime Minister, another Narendra Modi ji, they have to comment on certain public issues which they feel relevant. How can you find fault with that? How can you link that? Having said
Mr.
this,
Pulla Rao, I don't think there is a finding fault about Mr. Stalin supporting the wrestlers. The question that Sripada is asking here, and on behalf of Sripada, we also would like to pose the same question to you, is that while there is support that's been lent out to wrestlers who are alleging sexual harassment at a person of clout, why was a similar support not given to Chinmayi Sripada, where she had raised a finger and made similar allegations against Vairamuthu? Was it because of the clout that Vairamuthu also commanded, not just in the industry, but also in the political circles?
I have to be a little outright. It may sound cynical. The arena was different. The wrestlers took the arena to Delhi. It got national focus. And no doubt Ms. Chinmayi was doing a lot of work and she brought the issue, but it is very, it sounds
But
very...
Me Too had
what
an
is this?
international focus, sir. What are you talking about?
No, but this has to... Why are the wrestlers able to... Three wrestlers able to get this far? How did they sway the media? They were sitting in Delhi. They were mobilized. I felt, and you can point out, there was a golden opportunity for ladies like Ms. Chinmayi to take advantage of this wrestlers, get implicated in that case. They should have got implicated.
Okay, Mr. Rao, you say that there is an attempt to take advantage of the situation. Let me actually play out certain stats for you about Ms. Sripada, and everything should be out there in public domain. We're talking about a singer who had been dubbed. In fact, she has been given the Nandi Award. It's a very, very prestigious award as far as the Telugu industry is concerned. Let me make my point, sir. She has sung for various A.R. Rahman films. From 2018, ever since she'd made those allegations, what happens to her? From 2018 to 2023, she has merely dubbed for 9 films. That is the number of films that that's the kind of work she has been given. Mika, what do you say about that, sir?
The law is very undeveloped in India. The same thing in other countries where Me Too movement went, they would have been given damages and other things. We don't have that law. We don't have that security of law for women. Okay. It doesn't only apply to her, to everybody else. It applies to the women wrestlers also. What are the consequences going to be? I don't want to differentiate between one set and another. I am only saying, should Stalin not comment on anything in the country? He has to comment. And by making that comment, I think he has also shown his sentiment on these issues. Okay. And he'll have to live by that.
All right. Mr. Rao, let me actually bring in Mr. Tirupati on this. Mr. Narayan Tirupati, the question that I ask of the BJP, isn't it too rich for the BJP to go ahead, come out in support of Chinmayi Sripada on the one hand, when there is nothing, no statement that has come in from the party high command when the wrestlers are protesting in the national capital?
See, number one, as far as Chinmayi is concerned, right from the day one, we have been supporting her, and we have been condemning Mr. Vairamuthu also. And we have definitely, we took it even in our debates, even with the CNN and IBN. You can watch. I can give you so many, recording so many programs where I had personally came and I have discussed. So we have been supporting her, and we have been highly condemnable against Vairamuthu. And as far as this issue is concerned, I think you pretty well know that FIR has been lodged under POCSO and in various sections. So that case is going on. The police have filed an FIR. So I think you have to treat this in two ways. Number one, nobody supports anyone who molest, who tries to molest or who have done wrongly to any woman. That nobody will spare it, and particularly, I strongly condemn if anything happens like that to anyone. We are here to condemn that. But as far as this issue is concerned, Mr. Vairamuthu has not been inquired. There is no case filed against him. That we have been fighting even during the AIDMK period.
No, but Mr. Narayan Tirupati, I, through the broadcast here, questioning the double standards that the BJP in this case is also displaying. Because on the one hand, you have wrestlers who have won the country laurels. We've seen what was the kind of treatment that was meted out to the wrestlers on the 28th of May when there was the parliament inauguration of the new building that was happening. And everybody spoke out in support of the wrestlers. Everybody was actually crying in shame that, is this the kind of treatment that should be given to the wrestlers who have won so many laurels for the country? On the same premise, if we talk about another singer who again is winning laurels for the country, she was one of the most popular faces. If she faces certain charges, the BJP comes out in support of Sripada and not for the wrestlers.
I think.
Why?
I think you have not taken my whatever I have said. I am very clear.
No, I understand that, sir. But the point is that the go slow by the Narendra Modi-led administration is something that's been questioned by the wrestlers.
No. What is the go slow? See, FIR has been filed. The inquiry is on, and definitely they will be brought to books. Okay. If he is found guilty, whoever it is, whoever he is, if he is found guilty, he will be punished. The law will take its own course, and law will definitely punish those who are guilty. I think you know that it has been booked under POCSO and also other sections. So we should know what we should know, that the law is taking its course. And as far as this issue is concerned, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened in spite of, Chinmayi fighting it alone. And also, we all had supported her. You can't deny that. For the past 5 years almost, we have been supporting her. In this issue, you know that since that is a law and order problem, we need to understand that it was not a attack or it was not an action taken against those people. But how do you expect these people to have this kind of this thing when in the public?
Mr.
So
Tirupati, when you talk about support,
you
when you
cannot-
talk about support for Chinmayi Sripada that you claim the BJP has given in the past also, let me actually complete the question. I'd like to understand, is it a mere lip service that you're talking about? Because the singer has still suffered, and that's why possibly she's coming out now in 2023 to talk about the ordeal again. And probably that entire support that MK Stalin has lended to the wrestlers really gave her that leeway to bring up her issue to the DMK administration and also to question the double standards of the DMK. I'd like to ask the BJP as to what exactly has the BJP done supporting the singer? Because I read out the stats. She has merely got work in the last 5 years. Have you guys done something to support her vis-a-vis that? Because that's her vocation. That's where she earns her bread from.
Yes, even Gayatri Raghuram was there in BJP that time. She knows what we have done. We had protested, we had asked for, we had demanded the arrest of Mr. Vairamuthu also. In fact, you can see my tweets also. I had participated in various programs demanding the arrest. I had demanded the government, the police, etc. So we have done. You can't say that we have not done anything except lip service. We did. And that's what I'm saying. The legal action has been taken in this restless issue, but no legal action was taken in Vairamuthu's issue. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Let me bring Gayatri Raghuraman now. Gayatri, where do you think the support really lacked for Chinmayi Sripada when she'd raised those complaints against Mr. Vairamuthu? Because she has mentioned big names like Mr. Kamla Hassan, who did nothing, who said nothing because of his closeness with Vairamuthu against the Me Too allegations that were made, and by not just Chinmayi Sripada, by 17 other women. Where do you think was something lacking when it is about the Tamil industry, or for that matter, even the Telugu or the South industry, where there needed to be some cloud that should have been put behind Ms. Sripada as well?
It is not about politics right now. So when we are actually diverted, whenever the women sexual harassment happens, we are merely diverted with political issues because of if Chinmayi is having a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we actually, like Narayanan Tirupati ji had told that we all raised our voice. But when I had a problem with Annamalai, DMK naturally raised their voice for me. So it becomes a political issue. When we don't want it to become a political issue. And such famous people like Vairamuthu ji and current MP of Bharatiya Janata Party, whoever is facing these allegations and accusations, and even Annamalai, whoever it is, they are escaping with power and fame. So our issues are diverted, and when we are then eventually they are coming and asking us about the proof, and where can we go for the proof? And we can't literally where, you know, if someone touches you, molest you, how can you tape a video of that? I'm not Annamalai or to tape a video or audio and keep a clipping ready for someone to actually give a proof, you know.
Absolutely.
So this is not possible. So I totally understand what wrestlers are going through right now.
Absolutely. And Gayatri, that's a very important point that you're making. Unfortunately, I had to end this debate because we've got some breaking news, but that's an important point, that there are people who are attempting to actually get and seek political brownie point over the issues. No, one second. Let's not digress from the issue. I want to actually end the broadcast on the point that Gayatri has made, and that's an important aspect, that there is a political bickering that is happening on this entire issue of sexual harassment, whether it is about the wrestlers who are making these claims, or it is Chinmayi Sripada who's made these claims in the past, and she now claims that nothing has been done even after these 5 years. Unfortunately, we have to leave it at that. We are getting some breaking news that concerns the wrestlers who have finally got some support. Now, Khap Mahapanchayat representative will be meeting the president of the country. They have in fact warned of a nationwide stir. The formation of a HARP committee, which will include HARP heads, will be acting as the main body for the future course of the wrestlers' protest. So this protest is only swelling. The HARP members have also now joined in the protest. The Mahapanchayat representative is going to be meeting the president of the country. They have sought an audience with the president. Let's first listen into the reaction that's coming in.
देखो, निर्णय पंचायत का फैसला जो होगा, खेल कमेटी और खाप पंचायत और जो जिम्मेदार लोग हैं, शब्बहन व्यक्ति यहाँ पे आए हुए हैं और जो भी फैसला होगा उसको सुना जाएगा, उस पर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। अगर वे डिसीजन नहीं लेते कुछ, तो हम फिर अगला कदम उठाएंगे। भाई क्या जिसपे सुप्रीम कोर्ट से पास्को जैसी धाराओं में मुकदमे दर्ज हुए हो और उसको बोलने की आजादी देश में हो।
Let me bring in my colleague Nikhil on the broadcast. Nikhil, the Khap Panchayat, the Mahapanchayat was all set to be organized in Uttar Pradesh, and we know how Naresh Tiket had requested the wrestlers that they should not go ahead and put their medals out in the Ganges like that. And they had listened to it. There was this possibility there is going to be a swelling of support. We are seeing something similar. This entire aspect of seeking an audience with the president of the country, has that been granted? What do we know about that?
Well, there are multiple proposals which have been drafted by the Mahapanchayat, which held today in the place of Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh. And they have also decided that if all the demands which are being put forth by the wrestlers, if they are not met, then again the wrestlers and all the Khap Panchayat leaders are going to block the road of the national capital. In fact, particularly the border side, which they have done earlier as well, like when the day new parliament building was being opened up by PM Modi. Apart from it, they have said that they are going to hold nationwide protests as well on the same. And at the same time, they are saying that a representative of all the Khap Panchayat will be seeking appointment from President and Home Minister as well. So a deputation will also be sent to these two places as well, but with such a condition to the timings which are given to them. So as of now, these are the things which have been decided. But tomorrow as well in Kurukshetra in Haryana, there is another Mahapanchayat which is going to take place. And the further course of action as to what is going to be the future of wrestlers' protest, it will be decided from tomorrow. Because if we go by the details, we have seen on last few days as to how the wrestlers reached out at Har Ki Pauri, Haridwar, where they said that they are going to immerse their medal inside the holy river Ganga. But after speaking to BKU leader Naresh Tiket, they said that, okay, 5 days time is to be given, and then they are going to decide as to what is the next course of action. So on 4th of June, probably, this time is going to end. Then further, we will get to see as to what is the kind of action which will be taken by not just wrestlers, but also the Khap Panchayats as well on the same.
All right. So a swelling of support there for the wrestlers. This time, the members of the Khap Mahapanchayat that was organized in Kurukshetra has taken this decision. They are going to be meeting the president of the country, also the Union Home Minister, at least seeking an audience with them. And if not, then there is going to be a swelling of support. There is going to be a nationwide stir that they have announced. We're leaving it at that. We're slipping into a very short break at the moment.
Union. So the SICT-DAU, she'd said that it was axed just weeks after she came out in support of the women who'd named the actor-politician Radha Ravi, who was the president of that union, in the Me Too movement. Now, just a little while after that, she'd also made claims against the lyricist Vairamuthu. She'd said that he was a sexual harasser, and she'd actually detailed an incident she had with him in Switzerland. Now, according to Chinmayi, in 2018, she was expelled from this union. Soon after, she voiced support for two women and made this claim against Vairamuthu. That very much continued. However, Chinmayi says that she continued to give solidarity to these survivors. However, that came at the cost of her career. She has, in the last few years, claimed that she's lost many dubbing gigs, many work opportunities, where she's dropped last minute because she believes she voiced support for these women. She says that I know that calls were made. Now, she has continued to some degree to dub for Telugu movies, but it's in Tamil films that she has faced a large problem. Now, all of this obviously comes in the context of the Chief Minister, M.K. Stalin, making a very, very high-profile statement in support of the wrestlers in Delhi. You'll remember that the WFI Federation President Brij Bhushan has made a statement very recently where he has, of course, denied these charges. He'd said that he'd hang himself if any of the charges were proved true. But you've had a number of wrestlers led by 3 medalists at an international level who have been protesting against the WFI president. They've said that the WFI president engaged in sexual harassment of them. They've also said that sexual harassment was also done of a minor, and they continue to demand that he be removed as the WFI president in an immediate arrest. They've also said that he should be disqualified because, remember, Brij Bhushan remains a MP for the BJP. Now, Anurag Thakur, the sports minister, you remember, yesterday said that we should all wait for the police investigation to get completed, but the wrestlers continue to demand that action be taken swiftly. Now, my colleague Purnima is with us to bring us more context about what Chinmayi had to say. So we'll go back and focus on that. Remember, Chinmayi is a singer, Chinmayi Sripada, and she first brought up this issue years ago. My colleague Purnima with us right now. Purnima, as we were just telling our audiences, the claims that Chinmayi Sripada has made, these are claims that aren't new. These are claims she made a few years ago for the first time. I just want to understand, Purnima, bring our audiences up to date with what happened to the claims that she made against both Radha Ravi and Vairamuthu. What happened to both of them? Were they investigated by police officers? Tell us that first. And then tell us, has the DMK at all responded to her statements?
Well, when the Me Too movement was at its peak, Chinmaya was also one of them who had tweeted about the ordeal that she went through against Vairamuthu. And after she spoke out, there were other victims, at least 17 of them also voicing their opinion against Vairamuthu and talking about the ordeal that they went through, the kind of harassment that they also went through in connection with the links with Vairamuthu. But so far, the DMK has remained tight-lipped, and Chinmayi has said that ever since she came out in the open and spoke against someone who is very powerful, she has been sidelined in the industry. She's not been getting chances. She was banned from the dubbing industry. She was dubbing for a lot of movies, but then all of a sudden it stopped. And now once again, why is Chinmayi talking about it again? Because Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on Sunday had said that the Sengul was installed but has already been bent as the wrestlers were forcibly moved out of the protest side. So now Chinmayi says that I welcome the statement by DMK President M.K. Stalin seeking justice for the wrestlers who filed or who've been complaining of molestation and harassment. But I have also been complaining. But why is the DMK not helping me? Why am I not getting justice so far? Is it because of the close links between Vairamuthu, the alleged molester, and DMK? So that's the tweet that Chinmayi is bringing once again, because so far, no action has been taken, no FIR has been registered in this case. Chinmayi and 18 others have been talking about the ordeal that they went through and the kind of harassment that they faced against the lyricist, but claims that because of Vairamuthu's close links with the DMK, the accused or molester, she claims, is roaming free.
Okay, thank you, Purnima. Just stay with us, please. Brinda Adege is with us right now. Brinda Adege is, of course, a acclaimed activist. Brinda, thank you for joining us this morning on CNN News 18. Brinda, a lyricist in the South, making it very clear that she doesn't want to see hypocrisy from the DMK government in Tamil Nadu. What is your reaction?
I am in complete agreement with her, because when Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, is supporting the women wrestlers and they are quite far away from home, how can he not support women who have complained against Vairamuthu? Just because he is in close proximity with the DMK group, it doesn't mean he can be absolved of the crimes that he has committed against women. And this is harassment, sexual harassment, because he's in a position of power, because he is also closer to the powers that be, that he is getting away. And it is time for Mr. Stalin to take not only a moral step forward strongly, but also ensure that the police are directed to register cases against this person, against Vairamuthu. Only then will we all understand and believe that he is standing up for women, women's rights.
Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has extended his support to the wrestlers right here in the capital. Remember, we're talking right now about the wrestlers who over the last few days have very publicly, this is a protest that started in January, but have very publicly voiced that they want the arrest of the Wrestling Federation President Brij Bhushan. Now, in light of that development, a Tamil singer, this is Chinmayi Sripada, she's tweeted to the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister in a tweet that calls out his perceived hypocrisy. She's essentially said that he and the government needs to take action against a lyricist, Vairamuthu. Remember, these are not in any way low-profile claims. The singer came out very publicly about 4 years ago and made these claims in the midst of the Me Too movement. She had claimed in the years after that she had faced a shadow ban within the industry.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 with me, Griha. We're now getting some more breaking news on the broadcast. This concerns the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, who's now meeting Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Remember, all of this is over centre's ordinance row and how the Delhi Chief Minister is garnering support from all the various opposition leaders after Nitish Kumar, Tejasvi Yadav, Mamata Banerjee, also NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray. It is now time for him to meet M.K. Stalin. There you can see the first pictures of Arvind Kejriwal's meeting with M.K. Stalin. Along with him is Mr. Bhagwant Mann, the Punjab Chief Minister, who are being greeted by M.K. Stalin. Remember, the entire AAP delegation that also includes Mr. Raghav Chadha have all gone to Tamil Nadu to meet with the Chief Minister of the state. Let me actually bring in my colleague Purnima Murli for more information on this. Purnima, we're putting out the first pictures. Arvind Kejriwal drumming up support against the ordinance that has been brought in by the centre and that nullifies practically the Supreme Court order giving powers of services to the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. What is it that you're learning from DMK sources? What has been decided? What transpired in this meeting between Kejriwal and Stalin?
Well, the meeting is currently underway. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal has come to Chennai to meet M.K. Stalin today and seek support against the centre's ordinance on control over administrative services in Delhi. And sources from the DMK say that they will definitely support Arvind Kejriwal's move. Remember, he's on a nationwide tour to get support from all the opposition parties, and DMK sources say will also support Arvind Kejriwal's move. This is something that DMK has been doing in terms of trying to unite the opposition parties in the run up to 2024. Yesterday itself, M.K. Stalin, after he had come back from Japan and addressed the media, said that today he will be meeting Arvind Kejriwal, and the DMK reiterates that opposition unity is the need of the hour. That's something that M.K. Stalin said yesterday. And today, after the meeting, there will be a joint press conference. More details awaited. But DMK likely to support Arvind Kejriwal's move against the centre's ordinance. That's something that sources have already confirmed. We'll have to wait for an official statement.
Okay. We seem to have lost that link. All right, Purnima, we got your point there. Thank you so much for putting this into perspective. There you can see the pictures of Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann, also Raghav Chadha, all of them, the AAP delegation meeting with the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin. We're shifting our focus now and talking about the state of Karnataka. Now, in the backdrop of promises that were made by Karnataka Congress before the assembly polls that the Congress won by a huge margin, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah will tomorrow take a final decision on the implementation of all the 5 guarantees as promised by the Congress. A cabinet meeting is scheduled tomorrow, following which the Congress party will be laying out all of the details. Karnataka Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah, yesterday had said that all the 5 guarantees will be implemented. However, it still remains unclear whether the guarantees will be implemented without any conditions, as the ministers remain tight-lipped about this question. Now, this comes after the opposition parties mounted pressure on the newly formed Congress government in Karnataka to fulfill the 5 guarantees. The BJP even has started campaigning against the Karnataka Congress, demanding fulfillment of the promises. And in fact, the BJP leader, Renukacharya, even asked villagers in Karnataka to not pay their electricity bills.
given by the officers in the presentation. So all these details will be placed in the cabinet meeting on the basis of the information and also taking the opinion of the minister. We will take a decision in the cabinet which is going to be held on Friday.
Discussed in length about the manifesto and guarantee. We owe the words, we owe the responsibility, we have a commitment. It should be in a very systematic manner, in see that we implement in a proper to all those who are being eligible to it. Sometimes there will be issues. Some of them will be having in government employees, some of them will be having various other places. They may opt. Some of them have written a letter to us that we don't want. We have already received a letters that we don't want this benefit. We are already self-sufficient. All these things are there. So we are looking out all the possibility. Officers have given us 3-4 options. The cabinet will take a decisions on Friday.
Let me bring in my guests on the broadcast. S. Prakash of the BJP and Mohammad Nalapad of the Congress are joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Nalapad, let me begin with you. How does the Congress plan to implement these 5 guarantees without really affecting the exchequer? That's the important question that needs answering. And we are getting to understand that there is a lot of back and forth that is happening within the Karnataka Congress. Help us understand the situation, sir.
See, first of all, as we have promised to the people of Karnataka, that the 5 promises that we had given, the 5 guarantees that we had promised will be fulfilled. And on the first day, as the government was formed, the first cabinet meeting itself, they gave a clear indication and a clear direction saying that the 5 will be brought into existence.
Okay.
So any guarantee or any sort of this form cannot happen overnight. There has to be a process. It has to be process driven. The processes have to come into place and then only you can give the free. So by Friday, tomorrow evening in the cabinet, the final decisions will be made and the people of Karnataka will get the 5 promises that the Congress party is promised them.
Okay. All right. Mr. Prakash, why then is the BJP getting so angsty about them? Give them time. They have just formed the government in Karnataka. There needs to be some deliberations that they need to do within the cabinet that's been sworn in. So why is the BJP getting so angsty? Why are the leaders really instigating villagers in some cases to not pay electricity bill, for example?
No, during the election campaign, Congress party categorically stated that in the very first cabinet, all the 5 guarantees would be implemented. On the contrary, on the very first cabinet meeting, if a government order was passed without specifying when the freebies will be started, when the people can avail the benefits announced by the Congress party during the election campaign. The responsibility of the Congress party should have been, they should have worked out the modalities, they should have assessed the value of the freebies they were announcing before the polls. They should have worked all these mathematics before announcing it. They blindly announced just to come to power. They offered everything free on the very first day and for everyone without any condition. This is not the BJP promise. It is the promise made by D.K. Shivkumar and the present Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah. After the winning the election, now they are very confused and they are in a confused mode. They don't know what is the amount of money they have to spend on it, when to start it, what are the formalities they should be, conditions they have to apply. So various voices are emanating even from the cabinet. So this is giving a lot of confusion to the people also. Many are agitating, many bill collectors have been attacked. People are refusing to pay the electricity bill. And
no, but Mr. Prakash, you talk like you have a fly on the wall when those cabinet meetings are really happening. I'd like to understand from you that let the announcement happen. Why is the BJP preempting it? That they are not ready for it. There is some problem. It is going to cost the exchequer. All of that, I'm sure the deliberations will be handled by the Congress. Why is the BJP jumping the gun? And this thing about agitations that you're talking about, the allegation against your party is that it's been, done by members of your party. They are going ahead and instigating the people to go ahead and sort of agitate, or for that matter, not even pay the electricity bill.
It is a baseless allegation. If one or two MLAs have called for not to pay the bill, it does not mean it is a BJP stand. We are not preempting anything. We are definitely waiting for the Congress party to come out with the guidelines, modalities, how these freebies are announced, where the finances will be met. But it is not just mere announcement of the freebies, date of freebies be availed by the public. They should also mention how these expenses will be met. Otherwise, BMTC and BESCOMs will have to be closed forever. So the financial aspect also have to be clarified. And we are not preempting anything. We are waiting. Let them announce. We have no problem. We are willing to wait for that.
Okay. Mr. Nalapad, the allegation against the Congress, while the 5 guarantees were made ahead of the polls, that the cost to the exchequer in the state is almost going to be 65,000 crores annually. And that, in fact, is going to be making the petrol costlier, the guideline value is going to increase, the industrial power is going to increase. All of these are going against the government in Karnataka. How do you think the Congress party plans to handle all of that? Because there needs to be some answering because of the questions that are being raised against these 5 guarantees.
See, first of all, we are a government that has promised the people of Karnataka and we want to deliver.
Yeah.
So there will be some cost to the exchequer, there will be some kind of a deliberation that needs to happen. But the same BJP people in 2014 said in every individual's account we'll put 15 lakhs.
First answer my question, sir.
Today,
you are beating around the bush. I want to ask, deliberations can happen, but 65,000 crores annually, how is the party deciding to actually look at that kind of cost?
It is not the party, it is the government. The government, see, today the reason that we have to give these freebies is because the life has become so much more expensive. The basic cost of living has gone up. So to help the people to live a normal life, to have a easy, 5 times they can eat, 3 times they can have a meal, give them rice, electricity bill, give them free electricity bill, 1,500 rupees you save them. Then you do 2,000 rupees to the lady so that she can buy gas, so that she can buy some vessels, she can buy some utensils, she can buy some vegetables, she can run a house. For that we want to give her 2,000. It is not just like that we want to give her 2,000 rupees. Because the central government, the BJP government, the price rise has gone so high. The BJP was not able to control the price rise. The people are not able to live their life. That is why we are giving these 5 promises. It is not freebies just to make them happy. It is for their only reason why we are giving it to them is so that they can live.
But Mr. Nalapad, if you are saying that was the reason that the Congress was voted and so massively back into power because the people were actually gasping for breath because of the price rise. Let me actually complete my question, sir. Let me complete my question. That makes it even more imperative for the government in Karnataka to actually go ahead and implement those promises as soon as possible.
Yeah, we are doing that. And the first day itself, we have given a clear indication, we have given a cabinet pass the 5 promises. Now to implement it, you give at least, if the baby is born, as soon as the baby is born, you say run means you cannot run. No, you need to give it time. The baby has to be able to stand, then only walk, then run. You can't just tell run 100 meters, no. So there has to be modality fixed to it. There has to be.
Let me ask you one final question, Mr. Nalapad. I'd like to understand, will all the 5 guarantees be implemented together or they are going to be implemented in parts?
No, all the 5 guarantees will be implemented together. The order is being passed. Just the modalities are in the final stage.
Okay.
It will come into implementation shortly.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Nalapad and Mr. S. Prakash. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope with that there is an end to this entire debate on what is the Congress party in Karnataka really doing about the 5 guarantees that it had promised before the polls. On that note, we're slipping into a very short break. We are coming right back with lots more that's in store for you.
Wrestlers. and they are quite far away from home. How can he not support women who have complained against Vairamuthu? Just because he is in close proximity with the DMK group, it doesn't mean he can be absolved of the crimes that he has committed against women. And this is harassment, sexual harassment, because he's in a position of power, because he is also closer to the powers that be, that he is getting away. And it is time for Mr. Stalin to take not only a moral step forward strongly, but also ensure that the police are directed to register cases against this person, against Vairamuthu. Only then will we all understand and believe that he is standing up for women, women's rights.
Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has extended his support to the wrestlers right here in the capital. Remember, we're talking right now about the wrestlers who over the last few days have very publicly, this is a protest that started in January, but have very publicly voiced that they want the arrest of the Wrestling Federation President Brij Bhushan. Now, in light of that development, a Tamil singer, this is Chinmayi Sripada, she's tweeted to the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister in a tweet that calls out his perceived hypocrisy. She's essentially said that he and the government needs to take action against a lyricist, Vairamuthu. Remember, these are not in any way low-profile claims. The singer came out very publicly about 4 years ago and made these claims in the midst of the Me Too movement. She had claimed in the years after that she had faced a shadow ban within the industry. She had made complaints against two different people within the industry. One, of course, is Vairamuthu, we've just talked about, and the other was another prominent individual in the Tamil film industry, Radha Ravi. Now, Chinmayi had come out in support of women who'd accused Radha Ravi of sexual misconduct also. It's in all of these regards that she's asked for more action. Now, we'll take a look at all of this in just a second. We will have my colleague Purnima join us in just a second to bring us more context. Remember, Chinmayi Sripada had back in the early part, so about 4 years ago, she'd alleged that her membership from the South Indian Cine Television Artists and Dubbing Artists Union, so the SICT-DAU, she'd said that it was axed just weeks after she came out in support of the women who'd named the actor-politician Radha Ravi, who was the president of that union, in the Me Too movement. Now, just a little while after that, she'd also made claims against the lyricist Vairamuthu. She'd said that he was a sexual harasser, and she'd actually detailed an incident she had with him in Switzerland. Now, according to Chinmayi, in 2018, she was expelled from this union. Soon after, she voiced support for two women and made this claim against Vairamuthu. That very much continued. However, Chinmayi says that she continued to give solidarity to these survivors. However, that came at the cost of her career. She has, in the last few years, claimed that she's lost many dubbing gigs, many work opportunities where she's dropped last minute because she believes she voiced support for these women. She says that I know that calls were made. Now, she has continued to some degree to dub for Telugu movies, but it's in Tamil films that she has faced a large problem. Now, all of this obviously comes in the context of the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin making a very, very high-profile statement in support of the wrestlers in Delhi. You'll remember that the WFI Federation President Brij Bhushan has made a statement very recently where he has, of course, denied these charges. He had said that he'd hang himself if any of the charges were proved true. But you've had a number of wrestlers led by 3 medalists at an international level who have been protesting against the WFI president. They've said that the WFI president engaged in sexual harassment of them. They've also said that sexual harassment was also done of a minor, and they continue to demand that he be removed as the WFI president in an immediate arrest. They've also said that he should be disqualified because, remember, Brij Bhushan remains a MP for the BJP. Now, Anurag Thakur, the sports minister, you remember, yesterday said that we should all wait for the police investigation to get completed, but the wrestlers continue to demand that action be taken swiftly. Now, my colleague Purnima is with us to bring us more context about what Chinmayi had to say. So we'll go back and focus on that. Remember, Chinmayi is a singer, Chinmayi Sripada, and she first brought up this issue years ago. My colleague Purnima with us right now. Purnima, as we were just telling our audiences, the claims that Chinmayi Sripada has made, these are claims that aren't new. These are claims she made a few years ago for the first time. I just want to understand, Purnima, bring our audiences up to date with what happened to the claims that she made against both Radha Ravi and Vairamuthu. What happened to both of them? Were they investigated by police officers? Tell us that first. And then tell us, has the DMK at all responded to her statements?
Well, when the Me Too movement was at its peak, Chinmaya was also one of them who had tweeted about the ordeal that she went through against Vairamuthu. And after she spoke out, there were other victims, at least 17 of them also voicing their opinion against Vairamuthu and talking about the ordeal that they went through, the kind of harassment that they also went through in connection with the links with Vairamuthu. But so far, the DMK has remained tight-lipped, and Chinmayi has said that ever since she came out in the open and spoke against someone who is very powerful, she has been sidelined in the industry. She's not been getting chances. She was banned from the dubbing industry. She was dubbing for a lot of movies, but then all of a sudden it stopped. And now once again, why is Chinmayi talking about it again? Because Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on Sunday had said that the Sengul was installed but has already been bent as the wrestlers were forcibly moved out of the protest side. So now Chinmayi says that I welcome the statement by DMK President M.K. Stalin seeking justice for the wrestlers who filed or who've been complaining of molestation and harassment. But I have also been complaining, but why is the DMK not helping me? Why am I not getting justice so far? Is it because of the close links between Vairamuthu, the alleged molester, and DMK? So that's the tweet that Chinmayi is bringing once again, because so far, no action has been taken, no FIR has been registered in this case. Chinmayi and 18 others have been talking about the ordeal that they went through and the kind of harassment that they faced against the lyricist.
Start பண்ணலாமா? டெல்லி மாநிலத்தினுடைய மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர்
We have spoken about opposition unity.
பஞ்சாப் மாநிலத்தினுடைய முதலமைச்சர் பகவந்த் மான் அவர்களும் இன்று என்னை வந்து சந்தித்திருக்கிறார்கள். கெஜ்ரிவால் அவர்களை பொறுத்தவரையில் நான் டெல்லிக்கு செல்கிற போதெல்லாம் அடிக்கடி அவரை சந்திக்கிற வாய்ப்பை பெறுவதுண்டு. அவருடைய டெல்லி மாநிலத்தில் மாடல் ஸ்கூல், மாடல் கிளாஸ் ரூம்ஸ் என்ற ஒரு அற்புதமான திட்டத்தை நடத்தி கொண்டிருப்பதை அறிந்து
Delhi's modern school concept is a great initiative that we want to replicate in Tamil Nadu.
அந்த மாடல் பள்ளிகளை, மாடல் கிளாஸ் ரூம்களை எல்லாம் நேரடியாக நானும் பள்ளி கல்வித்துறை அமைச்சர் அவர்களும் நேரடியாக சென்று ஆய்வு.
When I went to Delhi, I visited the schools.
அதைத் தொடர்ந்து தமிழகத்தில் பல்வேறு திட்டங்கள் நிறைவேற்றப்படுகிறது. அது பெண்களுக்காக பல திட்டங்கள் நிறைவேற்றப்படுகிறது என்பது உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் நன்றாக தெரியும். அந்த திட்டத்தில் ஒன்றாக மாணவியர்கள், பெண்கள் பள்ளி படிப்பை முடித்துவிட்டு கல்லூரிக்குள் நுழைகிற போது அவர்களுக்கு உதவி செய்ய வேண்டும், நிதி உதவி வழங்கிட வேண்டும் என்று முடிவெடுத்து
when girl students complete school and want to enter college,
அவர்களுக்கு வழங்கக்கூடிய ஒரு திட்டத்தை நிறைவேற்றியிருக்கிறோம். அந்த திட்டத்தை
we have decided to give them 1,000 rupees to enter college and to pursue higher studies.
அவரும் ஒப்புதல் தந்து வருகை தந்து சிறப்பித்தார்கள். அப்படி வந்த நேரத்தில் அண்ணா நூற்றாண்டு நூலகத்தையும் பார்வையிட்டு பாராட்டி மகிழ்ந்தார்கள். ஆக டெல்லி மாநிலத்தினுடைய முதலமைச்சர் மாண்புமிகு கெஜ்ரிவால் அவர்களை பொறுத்தவரையில் ஒரு நல்ல நண்பராக என்னோடு
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is a good friend of mine.
டெல்லி யூனியன் பிரதேச முதலமைச்சருக்கு அதேபோல் அவர் சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய அவர் தலைவராக இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆம் ஆத்மி கட்சிக்கு நெருக்கடி ஏற்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று முடிவு செஞ்சு பிஜேபி ஆட்சி, மோடி தலைமையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பிஜேபி ஆட்சி மக்களால் தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கக்கூடிய ஆட்சியை சுதந்திரமாக செயல்பட விடாமல்
is not allowing the Delhi Chief Minister.
We have a constitution and the constitution says that there will be elections, the people will elect their government and the government should have all the powers to run the government. Now this ordinance will come in the parliament, in a monsoon session of parliament which will start perhaps in the last week of July. This will have to be presented in parliament. BJP has complete majority in Lok Sabha, but in Rajya Sabha, BJP has only 93 members out of 238. If all the non-BJP parties come together, we can defeat this bill in parliament. So I have come to seek the support of Honorable CM of Tamil Nadu and his party DMK, that when this bill comes in parliament, especially in Rajya Sabha, this bill should be collectively defeated as it is undemocratic, against the federal structure, it is unconstitutional. Together all of us should defeat this bill. And I'm very grateful, sir, for he has extended all support to us. When this bill comes, DMK, he has assured us that DMK will stand by Aam Aadmi Party elected government in Delhi. The DMK will stand by the people of Delhi and they will help us in defeating this bill. They will vote against this. And I also appeal to all other, in the last few weeks, I've been going across all over the country seeking support of all other parties and we have got very favorable response. So with every passing day, I'm feeling more and more confident that we should be able to defeat, and as I've already said, this will be almost like a semi-final for 2024. If this bill is defeated in Rajya Sabha, a very strong message will go all across the country that the entire opposition has come together and maybe 2024 Modi government is not going to come back. I have sought appointment from Rahul ji and Khadge ji and I'm waiting for the response. I am very confident that Congress should support this. There is no reason why Congress will not support it because this is undemocratic against the federal structure.
Amid attempts to bring about a united opposition, how much are you willing to accommodate the Congress demand for a joint united opposition candidate for 2024 Lok Sabha elections?
We will, as you all know, that now all the opposition leaders are going to meet in the next few days. The dates and all are being worked out according to everyone's convenience. So there all the nitty-gritties will be worked out. Thank you.
First of all, I'm very thankful to Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Stalin, and my ex-colleague in Lok Sabha,
And we are cutting out of that Arvind Kejriwal and MK Stalin presser to cut into some more breaking news that we are getting. And this is news concerning the wrestlers yet again, where Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has once again reiterated his stand on the protest by the wrestlers. He said that they are doing everything what the wrestlers have demanded so far and action will be taken as per the police investigation.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में दिल्ली पुलिस ने कहा हम एफआईआर दर्ज करेंगे, उन्होंने एफआईआर दर्ज कर ली। सुप्रीम कोर्ट जो देश का सबसे बड़ा कोर्ट है, वहां पर कहा गया कि आपकी अगली कुछ होगा तो आप मैजिस्ट्रेट के पास जाइए। जो हमारे रेसलर्स ने कहा, हमने उनकी बातें सुनी भी, मानी भी, उस पर कार्रवाई भी की। अब आप सब यहाँ पे बहुत समझदार लोग बैठे हैं। आखिरकार पुलिस जब जांच कर रही है तो पुलिस जांच की प्रक्रिया को पूरे होने देना चाहिए कि नहीं होने देना चाहिए। कानून भी यही कहता है कि जांच हो, चार्जशीट फाइल हो, उसके बाद अगली कार्रवाई हो। जो कानून कहता है उसके अनुसार हम बिल्कुल कर रहे हैं। मेरा अपने खिलाड़ियों से इतना ही निवेदन है, इस सरकार ने खेल खिलाड़ियों के लिए बहुत कुछ किया है और हमने उनकी बात बहुत गंभीरता से ली।
Let me bring in my colleague Anshul, who's joining us for more on the broadcast on this. Anshul, when we hear Anurag Thakur's stance, it remains the same throughout. Ever since the police action has been questioned by the Supreme Court, He speaks about how there is a separate committee that's been set up and now it will go ahead as per the police investigation. There's nothing new that he's saying yet again in this particular press conference as well. Is there anything that he said which is assuring the wrestlers further, especially ahead of this proposed harp protest that is going to intensify the stir yet again?
So yes, if you see the options that is left in front of the government are very, very little and are very, very small, because yes, the case has already been registered in this entire matter. Investigation is ongoing over the past 2 months. Investigation has been happening because whatever the police or the government has to do, they has to do within the ambit of the law. And according to the law, the police and the government is working at this point in time. The ad hoc committee, the wrestlers had demanded an ad hoc committee to be made, and that ad hoc committee was made initially, in which the statements of several of the wrestlers were taken, although the report of that ad hoc committee is confidential, but sources have indicated to us that nothing concrete has yet again been found against Bhushan Sharan Singh. If you speak about the investigation that is being done by the Delhi police, according to the law, Delhi police has a time of 90 days to file their charge sheet or the final report, whatever they deem necessary. And in the next few days is what we have been told, that either a charge sheet or a final report in this entire matter could be filed. At this point in time, the police has already recorded more than 100 eyewitnesses at this point in time. So yes, the investigation is ongoing, but the wrestlers continue to say that Bhushan Sharan Singh should be arrested at the earliest. But yes, the kind of
Anshul, thank you so much. We'd have to leave it at that. We are very short on time on the broadcast. But before we end this bulletin, let me also play out this reaction by the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee as she's lent her support to the wrestlers.
We are proud of them. मैं उसको रिक्वेस्ट करने चाहूंगी कि आप लड़ाई छोड़ो मत, उसका ऊपर हमारा मूवमेंट जारी रहेगा. Why the discrimination with the wrestlers? Why they are not getting, as per law, the protection? Even we are grateful to Supreme Court. They said FIR should be lodged and action should be taken.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching Plain Speak here on CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Burde. Politicians betraying the cause of the common man is a tale told one too many times. Tonight, we talk about one such case from Tamil Nadu. A prominent playback singer from the state is fighting to bring her alleged